Well, hello, good morning. It's just gone 5 AM on Thursday, the 28th of December, and I'm just setting out much earlier than I normally would on a 200-kilometre DIY audax. More about the reason and my destination shortly. First of all, I'd just like to give a little nod to two people that I'm following on YouTube. One that I know personally and one that I haven't met, but I feel like I know because I follow her. Both are favourite YouTubers of mine, and they're vlogging, they're doing a diary of their festive 500. So the first one is Adam Watkins. He's a mate of mine from Bristol. Did a great video yesterday over the Brecon Beacons where he rode through some quite dramatic snow actually. And the other one is Katie Kookaburra. She lives up north somewhere around the Manchester area. Said I've never met her, but it's someone I follow on YouTube. She does great videos, and she's also doing a diary of her festive 500. So I'll put a link to both their channels in the description of this video. It's very, very cold. It's actually quite icy. The first hour or so I'm going to be taking quite steady. This is amazing. I'm on the bike track coming into Bitton, and because it's a narrow band of tarmac, you can really see the white sparkly frost. It's like a white carpet I'm riding over. So I'm at Warmley Station now. I just actually love these passenger statues on the platform. They're actually quite haunting, to be honest. So maybe a little bit about why I started off so early today. I'm doing a 200-kilometre DIY audax. The route is roughly funnel shaped, so I'm heading north to start with. I'm going to cross over the M4 corridor, head up to Wootton-under-Edge. There's a big climb there up on the Cotswold Escarpment. Then I'll do a turn there, head eastwards parallel to the M4 across to what I call the Cotswold Lake District. Then I'll do a turn there and start heading south back over the M4 at Royal Wootton Bassett, which is also halfway point, and then due south, and then I'll be crossing over a bit of Salisbury Plain, which is normally closed to the public. It goes across the what's known as the lost village of Imber. And Imber was actually evacuated by the government in the Second World War in 1943 to allow American troops to prepare for D-Day landings, and they've never been allowed back. The ranges themselves you go across are quite atmospheric. It's whatever time of year you go across. So access to the public across Imber ranges is very limited. It's normally just several days a year, and normally over Christmas there's about 10 days unlimited access across. This year not. It's from December the 27th until January the 1st, but the reason I've started today was I was just checking the details yesterday, and there's even more limitations. The access is between 11 AM and 4 PM, so there's a little bit of a time constraint. Just before I got onto the main road at Frampton Cotterell, I've just been down on the ice. I was coming in on a minor road, and all of a sudden the wheels really started slipping quite violently. I made the decision to just carry on pedalling to try and ride through it, hoping it was a short stretch, and it is obviously the wrong decision. I went down, not too bad, the speed wasn't too great. I went down on my left hand side. Nothing seems ripped or torn, don't really hurt that much. I just twisted my thumb on the right hand side, I think, because I was trying to protect myself. So obviously be taking it a little bit steadier from now on. So quick update, it's now 10 to 7, and the minor roads into Iron Acton were actually quite treacherous. Actually, I took that really steady. I'm weighing up my options. There's a few options. I don't really want to abandon my ride, but I will if I have to. Gorgeous sunrise over there. Well, it's 20 to 8. And I've just climbed up into Wootton-under-Edge, and this is going to be the point where I make some decisions. I'm already on high ground just at Wootton-under-Edge, and all the side streets, the car parks look absolutely like ice rinks. I'm about to head up on high ground from here, so I've just bought myself a coffee in this garage. Going to give it about another 20 minutes until it gets light. And rather than take a side road up on the escarpment, which I think would just be lethal, I'm going to take the main road up. And again, I'll make a decision at the top. So, although I'm heading up onto high ground, it could be quite treacherous up there. One of the things I think is going to work in my favour, I may be wrong, I'm going to be heading eastwards, and as the sun rises I'm hoping it's just going to thaw the ice. So I've climbed out of Wootton Underedge and I'm approaching the top of the escarpment, and that's the road that I chose to come up, the B road. This is the road that was on my route, so you can see I think that was a wise decision not to come up there. So I'm going to carry on along here. I'm going to use my Garmin to try and stay as close to the route as possible, remaining on main roads. As long as it doesn't get any worse, I'm quite happy to carry on. So the sun is rising. I'm just using that tree there to shield it. So I'm not going to be complacent by any means, but it does look like hopefully that sun's going to start melting any ice in the direction I'm heading. So it's coming up to 9 o'clock and I'm starting to make some decent progress. I'm on the A433 Cirencester Road. I've just passed through Tetbury, so it's coming up to 9:30 now, and I was on the Tetbury to Cirencester Road, and then the route of my DIY intersected it, it crossed it in effect, so I'm back on course now. I've just passed through Kenbourne, now in the village of Ewan, and it allows me, because I'm back on course, to do some figures, and my Garmin's saying 80 miles still to go. And by stopping it I can see I've actually completed 43.9, so adding those two together, this completed route would be 123.9 miles, so very close to a 200 kilometre. Just gives me loads of options just to extend it, add on a couple of dog legs. I'm finishing on the 2 tunnels. I can even ride up and down about a mile or so just to get it over distance, and then just submit it and say to Tony, you know, I had to adapt for safety reasons and just like leave it in his hands. I think that this new mandatory system does need testing actually, and I think it's a good way to sort of stress test it really. Well, it's 12:30 now and I'm just coming into Devizes. My decision to press on has paid off actually. Most of the ice I've encountered has thawed now. I'm on the Imber ranges now. Just passed through the checkpoint, which was unmanned. It's normally when they were turning back. So looking back towards Imber, we're climbing out. It's a lovely gibbous moon there, about 45 degrees above the horizon. Climbing up on the high ground towards Warminster. Up here you can see lots of abandoned tanks and they actually act as targets. There's one up there. We're going to be passing several on this side. Well, it's just gone 5 PM and that means I've been on the road just over 12 hours now. I've just got on the 2 tunnels at Midford. So as the video showed, as I've been filming, most of the afternoon's been fine. Then as it started to darken I came round the back of Dilton Marsh, and then as I turned right at Rudds, the roads were actually quite treacherous. I even got off and walked one short stretch. There's one stretch I definitely avoided of lanes. I know them, they're slippery even in the summer. I wasn't going to go downhill at speed in the dark with ice, so I just main roaded it a little bit, and then I decided to get back on the lanes. Then just the last couple of miles on this B road down to Midford. My nerves a bit shot to pieces actually, but it's been a fantastic day actually. So and I'm so glad I got to Imber as well, especially after this morning where, you know, it was 50-50 whether I was going to get round actually. So really enjoyable day. Thanks very much for watching, and until next time.